Hello and welcome to episode 138 or 39 of MMT Millennial Movie Talk. It's a movie podcast with your hosts from down here in South Australia. My name is Brayden and I'm joined as always by the wonderful Steph.
Hi.
The wonderful Michael.
Hello.
The wonderful Alex.
Oh, hello.
And the wonderful, we've got two of him for some reason, Chris.
Hello.
How is everyone this week?
Post-COVID.
Well, yeah, Steph's post.
It's my favorite South Park
yeah.
section.
I am. I'm all better.
How are you feeling?
I feel all right. I've still got like a cough. They said that would linger for like a few weeks still. But apart from that, I'm all good.
No
I
permanent
can't.
damage?
I was like, my fitness has plummeted. I can't do exercise anymore.
Can't hula hoop anymore.
I went to Pilates and I actually thought
She
I
can
was
only hula.
like an ambulance. But, you know, we're getting there. Slow steps.
Well done. You're on the path to recovery. You've done it. You've had the experience that a lot of people are having, but not a lot of people want to have.
That's right.
That's right. And you got those
Good for the
antigens now.
They're
I don't think
antigens.
you won't have to get a booster because you got
Yeah,
that
I'm
natural.
immune.
There you go.
I'm
Is that how it
immune.
works?
Cheers
Well,
to
I'm
you.
immune for at least
I
5
think,
months.
I think
Okay.
originally they thought that, but not now. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can still try. I still need the booster, but I have heightened immunity for like a few months.
So as you can tell, this is a movie podcast.
Yes.
What has
Of course it
everyone
is.
been watching this week?
So
I-
much, so many things.
I watched,
I've watched-
Pirates of the Caribbean.
No, hang on. No, you did
No,
not.
sorry. I watched the first 3.
That's the Pirates of the Caribbean.
I thought so. They're the only ones I've ever watched. They're
Yeah,
like-
that's all
Yeah,
I've
they're the
ever
good
watched.
ones.
The story
Yeah, that's
ends
what I
after
thought.
3.
That's
Yeah,
what I thought.
exactly.
I asked Alex, I was like, do I need to watch more? And he said, no, the story ends. I thought, like,
Yeah, that's quite fair.
Yeah, that's very much true.
They're not good, the other two.
No.
same.
I saw the fourth one once and then I never checked out the last.
I've seen the last 2 only once, and I don't remember anything about either of them.
I've been
Mm.
told I've seen the fourth one, but I couldn't tell you.
I think I walked out of the cinema of the one when they pulled the safe along.
That's
Or
5.
the building. Yeah, 5. There you go.
Right.
Oh.
Oh,
Didn't gel well with you, Chris?
It didn't gel. I think I was just so bored. I was like, I'd rather just go home, go to bed. And I think I did.
It's a good
Nice.
call.
mm.
Alex, I think you were excited to
Excuse me.
say something before in terms of what we've been watching.
I don't think I don't think I was, but I guess I
Or was that you just arcing up about the Pirates of the Caribbean stuff?
probably probably bats and Caribbean stuff.
That sounds about right.
We know how to do shows.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well,
We're great at this.
I will part the kimono right now. I had nothing going into this episode. No plans, no nothing. I just came to the Zoom call and was like, let's see what happens.
that's
Wow.
good. Well,
Even
That's very
more
fair.
disorganized than usual.
Yeah.
I can find
Alex-
something for us to do.
Alex
normally-
mentioned his Spotify. No, not Spotify.
Letterbox.
Rap.
Yeah, sure.
Letterboxd.
Wrapped.
Letterbox.
And
Letterbox.
did you mention Ralph Fiennes?
Yeah, Ray
Nothing
Fine
is?
was my most
Ray
watched
Fiennes?
actor.
Have you say his name?
Ray Fine. I just kind of like make it up every time. I say it slightly
Yeah.
differently.
He popped up in a movie I watched this week called The Reader. I don't know if any of you have seen that one.
Is that with Kate Blanchett?
Yes.
Yes. Or
Yes,
Kate
and they
Winslet?
haven't.
Blanchett
Oh no, one of them. Certainly,
Don't
definitely.
the
do-
one
don't
from
do this to
Titanic
him.
or the one from
Yeah, the Titanic one. The Titanic
Winslet.
one. Yes.
Yeah, I watched that when I was a kid. I
I'm
loved it.
fairly confidently saying that.
What did you give it?
I think 4.5.
Sorry,
It's really
Steph,
good.
Steph,
It
did
was
you say
crazy.
you loved it?
Yeah.
3.5. Does that scream
When
love
was
to me?
that?
Does
I
that,
probably
that-
rated. That would have been one of the times where I rated
Yes.
it because, like, I watched
Alex
it
has receipts.
over a decade ago. I reckon I watched it, so it would have been one of those.
really?
retrospects.
Really? It's a love from you, Steph. 3. Come on.
Oof. There you go.
Oof.
I do love it.
Yeah, it's
I
kind
do
of
love it. It would have been one of those retrospective type of ratings where I like thought, oh yeah, I've seen that. I'll give it a rating now. But I watched it about a decade ago, way before I got letterboxed. But I
I've
remember
never even
really
heard of this
liking
movie,
it.
so
Well, I thought it traversed some very intense themes and angles, looking at some things with great expertise. That's how I'll put that.
Do you want to give a little rundown to?
That's
to
the end of
Mark?
that.
that just
No idea
does
what
not
it's
give
about.
me anything.
Okay. Do you want all right, so it's about Ralph, and he's old, but he's looking back, and he had an affair with Kate Winslet's character when he was younger, and that kind of affected his whole life. But then there's also this big Holocaust angle to it because he's studying law,
Of course.
and she is on trial for war crimes because she was in the SS during the war.
Oh.
So
Sounds like your kind of movie.
yeah, it had the historical aspect. Very dark though, not what you enjoy learning about. But I thought, like I said, when you go there, it's like you have to show it and depict it like in the right way, I guess. And this movie, yeah, it traversed all that territory very well. Yeah, I
Very
felt like
nice.
it carried the emotions it meant to, like through the story of his affair and all that business as well. So, yeah,
And
not a
Chris,
very fun one, obviously.
So, Chris, you watched two things this week, and it got me to watch them as well. One of them I hadn't seen before, and I think Steph watched it as well based on you. That was Atonement, and I think you guys, I'm not as high on it as you guys are, but I still gave it a 4 out of 5.
So I mean, we all enjoyed it at least.
Yeah.
So
I was a mess, a total
how
mess.
did you feel, Alex? Because you hadn't seen it before, right?
Yeah.
When it flashed forward to her being old and talking about the novel.
Another one that Watch Mojo has ruined for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I knew that happened.
All right, so I want to say that would have taken away a lot because that was huge for me watching the movie.
Yeah.
Because I thought that their ending was real that she wrote.
Yeah, I knew that wasn't happening because it was like one of Watch Mojo's twist ending videos, and that was one of them.
Oh, like unexpected deaths. I could imagine.
Yeah, so that was one of them. So I actually did know that happened, and as well as I roughly knew the general story. But we're saying that, look, in terms of a film, I'm never probably going to watch it again. But like, that's just maybe because of the subject matter, and it's like, and all that. But
What is it about?
it's about a girl played by Saoirse Ronan, who you kind of want to kick in the teeth.
Brayden.
Yeah,
It's
and
not her fault also.
Shit name as well. And she
Bryony's shit name.
She witnesses an interaction between her sister Keira Knightley and one of her friends who's also like the farmhand's son. Is he? He's a commoner.
Yeah, he's a childhood
friend, well educated,
friend, though.
like he's done a lot from himself. He's managed to get scholarship, or like, I don't know, he's a smart lad, but he's a commoner. And he's played by James McAvoy, and they have they have like a little interaction over at a fountain, and the girl perceives it wrong, like she and then it kind of just like sent on a spiral, and she accuses him of something that he didn't.
Also,
do,
in that moment,
Okay.
in that moment in the film, the audience perceives it wrong. Like they do a good method of showing you through her perspective, and you're like, "Whoa, what did I just witness?"
First
And then
half of
it's obviously maybe innocent, but yeah. And then
the first,
sorry. So you go.
So I was going to say the first half of the film, that's what I enjoyed the most of it, was how we just got different perspectives of situations. Like we saw it from Bryony's perspective first, and then we went back and we saw it from the characters who were actually in the situation's perspective, especially the library one.
When is it set? Because you said like you're saying about like obviously Commoner is done well from, so when is it set?
I mean, yeah,
It's
you can say
before World War
it's
One.
literally set like
before World War Two.
1939, 1940. Like, yeah.
Well, maybe, that's interesting because I didn't know what the big twist was. I only knew the basic elements of the plot, and neither did Christian. So that could be, I guess it could be the shock factor that contributed to us giving it a higher score. And I can vouch for Alex. I'm never going to watch it again either because it was like traumatic. It was.
Yeah. But I felt like it was one of those where its kind of story itself was like really well done, like it's really interesting and like entertaining. And then also the world that it put itself into, being World War II, and we see obviously the beaches of Dunkirk, it did that expertly also. So like the world done expertly, built the story within the world. Great. That's why, 5.
He's a pretty good director. I'm keen to watch his other things. Like I said to you earlier, Anna Karenina is one that I haven't seen. But Pride and Prejudice for me is like another 5 out of 5. I love that.
Yeah.
Same director, so.
Yeah, that was really well done as well.
I need to watch the zombie one.
With,
The Pride
Matt
and
Smith
Privilege
in that?
and zombie. No, yeah, maybe.
I think Matt Smith's in that.
Apparently that's not bad.
Is he?
Yeah. Christian, there's another movie you watched, and I'd seen it before, and I was doing stuff in my room that would have taken 3 hours, so it was kind of good to put it on, just have it, and just watch it. And that was Boyhood.
Boyhood.
And yeah,
Oh, what did you think of that? I haven't seen it.
I've seen
Yeah,
Boyhood
I haven't
before.
seen it either.
So do you guys
I
know
loved
about Boyhood
Boyhood.
as well?
So
So this was filmed over
12 years.
say what, 15 years, 12 years, there you go.
Yeah, 12 years.
As the actors were actually growing older.
Yeah, so they just went back every year and filmed another portion of the film every 12 years. It's incredible though, because like so much could go wrong in 12 years.
That's
You
a
can have-
huge risk.
It's
Yeah,
a
you
monumental production to do that, to span that time frame.
Ethan Hawke's my favorite character in the film, the dad.
He's great.
I love him.
He has such a
yeah.
turnaround, like as like a dad.
Mm.
Like
Uh,
from the start of the film to the end of the film, he is completely different.
Does
always
much
just
happen
wanted-
in the movie, or is it more of like a buildings romance type of coming of age?
I would describe it as all the memorable and character building moments in the childhood of a boy.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the
And it is a
quick-
montage of moment to moment of the memorable character building moments. That's how
it's the definition of a coming to age film.
So
Yeah.
it doesn't get boring or anything like that because it's long, isn't it?
I think some
Um,
people probably would find it boring if they're not
I
in
think-
the mindset for it.
I think I do. I wasn't bored at all watching it again. This is maybe the third time I've seen it.
Hmm.
I gave it 4.5 out of 5. It's a great film. Just the fact that they pulled it off and it was as good as it was, it like gives it all the credit it needs already there. But
Technically,
Like, they nailed so much in this movie. I don't know if like I could relate a bit with the main character, because he's like a child of divorce, obviously, and there's a bit
Yeah.
more of like going back and forth between different families, and yeah, definitely like there was parts of it was so accurate, like relationships and interactions, like
yeah,
it was
there's
on
like
point.
there's a one
Yeah.
friend that comes over and shows you things on the internet that you didn't
Yep.
know, like stuff like that.
The dad having the cool car and the kid like thinks he's getting it, and
Yeah.
the dad's like, oh, I sold it. Like the exact same thing like happened to me and my brother, because our dad had a cool car, and we both obviously when we were growing up, we're like, yeah, we're gonna get it, like
Oh, yeah.
obviously. And like, that's not realistic. Yeah.
okay.
My
another
main thing is that I just don't. The main kid really shits me off when he gets into his adolescent years.
Oh, like when he's like a shitty teenager.
When he's a shitty teenager and like
Is he a shitty
walks-
teenager?
That's
He walks in-
everyone though.
He walks into the house and the mum's and he's just got a little smugness of him, and
Is
like
that when he's
the mum-
high?
Yeah, when he's high and like
Yeah.
the mum's like, "Oh, have you been smoking?" He goes a little bit, and then I'm just like, "Oh, I could wring you by the neck."
I think that's the idea though. Like everyone
Didn't see that at all. I saw that
everyone
as,
has that
yeah.
like moment in their teens where they're like, oh, this fucking kid thinks he's the coolest.
like when you
or
watch
thinks
The
he's
Little
better.
Mermaid and you really
That kid-
identify with Ariel, and then as an adult you're like, shut up. and
Like,
sit
Trident's
down."
got some points here, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. My question is, so the story itself is fictional, right? Like obviously based on reality,
Yeah.
but it's not his real family. He's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So-
No,
no.
so
Do you think there
Ethan
is-
Hawke, Patricia Arquette are in it. You watch them literally grow old over
Is there
over the course
is
of
there
the
a
film.
significant benefit to, like, is the only real benefit that they look the same, like they look like they've aged really well over the course of 15 years, like for casting purposes, or is there any other benefit to the fact that they like 12 years to do it?
I guess just
Um,
the kid growing up really.
It just
is the
adds to
biggest
more of the immersion
impact.
in that too.
Yeah,
Like you
'cause,
literally
like,
are watching these characters grow, and
Mhm.
like
and obviously
you know,
there's
it
gonna be
helps-
less. There's gonna be less visual growth in like Ethan Hawke and the other older actors than the kid.
Oh, Patricia Arquette though, you definitely she has
That's
a big
true.
change throughout the film.
Yeah, definitely.
You guys would say it was worth it. It was a wise decision for them to film it over the course of 12 years with the same
Oh,
actors.
certainly. That
Oh.
is the project in itself, really.
Yeah.
It's a director of School of Rock too. It's Richard Linklater. He makes some good stuff, and this I'm pretty sure on Metacritic this is like one of the only films sitting on 100 out of 100.
Cool.
Ooh. I'm happy with that. I absolutely loved this movie when it first came out.
It's hard to diss it
When did
because
it come out?
I feel like it succeeded in what it meant to
2014.
do.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought it was.
Okay.
Didn't win Best Picture, did it? What beat it in 2014 for Best Picture?
Why do I feel like
Yeah, that's right. It was a big contender for the awards, though.
Because 2014,
2014 Best Picture.
Whiplash was 2014.
12 Years
as well.
a Slave.
Uh,
12 Years a Slave.
Either way,
What do
those
we like-
those are tough
what do we like better?
competitions.
That 12 Years a Slave's a really
I
good
haven't
movie.
seen
Yeah.
probably
But then you throw Whiplash in there, and honestly,
Oh,
Wait,
yeah,
did
that's
Whiplash
a
not-
hard year. Some years they get it so easy.
Mhm.
like this year. Have you seen the Oscars this year? It looks shit.
No, I haven't.
That-
Yeah, I was gonna say,
there's
there
been-
isn't a whole lot this year.
There's been no
It's-
nominations yet, of course that
Oh,
happens, but all the
that's
ones that
what
are
I'm waiting for.
yeah, all the ones that are up for contention, you look at it and you go,
Nothing. Yeah, nothing really.
what
for the Oscars,
happened?
did it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened? Like, what do we have? We got West Side Story. We've got Licorice Pizza. These are films I haven't seen, by the way.
But these
Yeah,
are
I wanna
Wait,
see
there's
Licorice
a film
Pizza.
called Licorice Pizza.
Yeah, I'm interested
Yeah.
in Licorice Pizza. The girl from
Yeah, have you
Haim.
guys seen that? I want to watch
Haim.
it.
One of the
Oh.
Haim sisters. Oh, apparently all
Oh,
of them are in
right,
it.
that one. Right.
But,
So, shout out to
the
Elliot at
youngest one's
Pins,
the main one.
who watches this show, and he's been talking and telling me to watch Licorice Pizza for ages.
I want to watch it.
So if he sees this,
Tragedy of Macbeth will be up there.
yeah, that looks
comes out.
really, really interesting.
That comes out on Apple TV this week. What else is there? There's a bunch. There's
What about that
I think
Nightmare
Red-
Alley that I mentioned? Is that ever gonna get
no,
any
that
buzz?
won't. That'll probably get. I don't know. I've heard that as a film, it's not like it's Del Toro, and Del Toro is always like visually interesting, but this
Hmm.
one's like not that great.
Oh, okay.
What else is there? Like obviously Tick Tick Boom, you've got stuff like that, but like, I don't think. Well, Power of the Dog is a strong contender at the moment, especially after its win at the Globes.
yeah,
King Richard.
I think
King Richard for sure.
I think King Richard's got. I don't think it's got the best picture nom, but I think it's definitely got the best actor nom
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
gotcha.
and potential win. Yeah, it's crazy. It's such a weird year for it because like there's a lot of talk of Spidey getting up there, which I think is a pipe dream. But hey, if
Yeah.
Black
Yeah.
Panther can get nominated, anything can.
Yeah.
So,
I think culturally Black Panther's a little more important
Yeah.
than Spider-Man. No way.
but
Yeah.
we're talking about best picture, not best cultural picture.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Black Panther's not. I'm sorry. We all know
got
where I
what
stand
you
on Black
meant.
Panther.
I know.
Like, why is Shang-Chi getting nominated for best picture this year? If we're playing this card, like, where's that?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Oscars, they want to have their cake and eat it too. Sometimes I think.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, well, I
Anyway.
feel like nothing this year has really blown us all away. We haven't seen some. of the-
There's not that one film this year.
No.
Really weird. 'Cause every
mean-
year that one film.
apart from like Don't Look Up, which we all
June.
love, but that won't even get. June will like probably get a nomination, but like nothing. There's not like the other years.
Yeah. The fact that the critics aren't on Don't Look Up, I think really might be a hindrance for it.
Hinders it. Yeah.
It will get
Yeah, it still
screenplay if
sucks.
anything. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very fair.
Yeah,
Song.
Globes gave it some noms, but it just didn't win any of them.
Mm.
So
It's got
Yeah.
good visual effects and other stuff as well.
I mean,
would've
June's got visual effects in the
Yeah.
back.
thought. Oh, that's true. Just the scale.
June,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
sound and visual effects. June's got that. I think
Oh,
June also
sound,
won
for
score.
sure.
June
Yeah.
won the score. Billie Eilish's "No Time to Die" song won Best Original Song.
Yeah.
I can't remember
Well,
what run screenplays. But
We'll do an Oscar ballot. We'll see how we go. When are the Oscars this year? March?
yeah, they're about the same time they were last year. Hopefully they're better than last year's. That was so weird when they left the
Yeah.
Chadwick Boseman thing to the end and he didn't win.
Oh God.
Oh,
Oh, that was
Yeah.
so awkward.
And then they ended it. They
Oh,
just ended
That's
it.
right. It was a cold end. Oh my god, that was
Yeah.
horrendous.
Because Hopkins wasn't there to talk and they wouldn't let him do his speech over Zoom.
Yeah. Oh my
Um,
god.
Yeah, that's right.
That's so
yeah,
weird.
it was weird. And then they left out. Oh God, they left out Lucille Bluth on.
Jessica
Memoriam.
Walters.
Yeah.
Jessica Walter.
Oh, really? Did she die?
Yeah.
And they just didn't even.
Nope.
Okay.
What a
Okay.
mess.
Bit crap,
Yeah,
isn't it?
totally.
I watched some things this week
Yeah.
to bring it back to me.
Bring it back.
So I'm gonna rattle off some of the quick ones. I rewatched a film called 30 Minutes or Less with a mate. That film's very average, but it's a bit of fun. It's a bit of fun. Encanto I rewatched again.
Hell yeah.
That movie's awesome. Rewatched Scream 4, getting ready for 5 Cream this week.
Hell yeah. Funny thing about Scream 4 is that every single person who I have on Letterboxd who has watched it and rated it has all given it the same rating, which is
3.5.
Everyone's given it 3.5. Every single person I know.
Yeah. It's I like it.
Oh yeah, it's good.
I think it's 2 and 4 are tied for me for favorite sequels. Hopefully not for long. But and I watched the new Ghostbusters film this week. Finally. And busting made me feel good.
How good?
Did you bust?
I did bust. Look, it's kind of like fan service in the same way Spider-Man was fan service. Like they still built its own story. And I thought it was very effective. My only issue was that some of the aspects of the story were a bit too similar to the 1984 film, especially in the sense of like it's the same villain. It's the same aspect where the 2 dogs come out and take 2 people that we know. So all of that was a bit too familiar, but all the terms they did, all the stuff they did in terms of honoring the original referencing. I didn't think the references were. There's only one reference that I kind of went, all right. And there's a scene where the kids get put in jail and they ask for their phone call and the officer goes, "Who are you going to call?" And I was just like, that's the only one I went, all right. Because they do the big push in.
I know who they're going to call.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but they don't call them.
Oh.
they just said that. But
it's just a cheeky line. You know that that basically got like forced to be in the screenwriting process at least once.
And so they had with this one, they really like, because the originals are in it. I don't think that's a spoiler. I think that's just confirmed by now.
Yeah.
The original, what we have left of the originals, I should say, are in it.
Yeah.
And they do a really good way of bringing them in and then paying tribute to Howard Ramis, Egon, who isn't there. Like the whole story is his granddaughter and all that. They've inherited his farm because he's passed away. And they do some stuff at the end where if I were to explain it, it'd probably be like, that seems weird and like kind of a bit over the line. But when you're watching the film, it's done in such like a beautiful and like
respectful
way that you're totally fine with it. And so yeah, I don't want to kind of go into, I'm not sure if anyone cares about spoilers, but I won't. Not sure if anyone.
I'm keen to finally see it after all this time.
But yeah, it's great. Paul Rudd can do no wrong. The only issue is I wish he was a little bit in the film more, but in terms of our new character, great. And Wolfhard comes in to just show that he does what he does very well. McKenna Grace, as young Egon, Egon's granddaughter. She's awesome. She had like, her character's got the capability to be really fucking annoying. But they don't do it like that, and it ends up being she ends up being one of the best parts of the film.
Nice.
And yeah,
I've also heard a little bit about a kid called Podcast.
Yeah, Podcast is her friend they meet in town. He's got the capability to be really annoying, and he kind of tilts on the line.
Much like everyone on a podcast.
Yeah, so he's cool. But yeah, like all the references and shit, like you can say it's fan service for fan service sake, but it's like it's kind of elevating what already is a good story. Like some people like shitting on it, but like one of the reviewers I love, he goes, I've seen the original film twice, and I thought that everything in this film was like I'm not a fan of the original film, and I still thought as a film story and character wise, this one held its own.
Nice.
So it's good. I was very happy it's good because I love the original film so much. So yeah.
That's great to hear.
I've been watching a TV show with a mate over PlayStation. It's called Yellowjackets. It's on Paramount Plus. My God, is this
for this one?
This show's a ride. So it's about a group of kids. There's 2 parts of the show. There's your first part, which is set in 1996. That's when they were born. It's set in 1996. And in this period, you're following a girls' high school soccer team who are on their way to nationals, and their plane crashes somewhere in the Rockies, or over in Canada. We still don't know yet. And and they were stuck there for 19 months. And we find out, because it also cuts to the future where you see some of the girls from the plane crash. So some survive.
Yep.
And they allude that there's others out there, but we haven't seen any yet. And so in present day, and kind of the stuff from the past is getting brought back up. And did some of them eat people? They allude to it.
Damn.
But
this one called again?
Yellowjackets.
That is a wild premise.
I've seen the
insane.
trailers the trailer keeps popping up on YouTube as an ad.
The stuff in 1996 with them like trying to survive in the woods is like peak. It's so good that every time they go back to, because they're all like, it's crazy because like you got like 11 girls, and then there's the coach was on the plane, and you got the coach's sons that were there, and then like something happens, and then it's just like it's very interesting. And there's a character called Misty who we're just in love with. She's played by Christina Ricci in the film.
Oh yeah.
And my God, is she one of the best villains in TV?
Oh.
It also has DiCaprio's wife from Don't Look Up in it. She's kind of the main character in the future. She's also Rose from 2.5 Men, which is probably more accessible. But yeah, definitely. Wow. It's one of those shows that like you watch and something happens like in the last 30 seconds of the episode, and you go, well, fuck, I'm watching the next one now. But yeah, last episode comes out this week, and me and my friend are saving the last two to watch together. So episode 9's out now, but we're kind of waiting for 10 to come out because we know that episode 9 is just going to end in that annoying cliffhanger.
100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
It's
100%.
It's got such a refreshingly original premise as well. You know, like, we haven't seen anything like that that's not based on reality in the media before.
Closest thing to compare it to, probably my friend was saying, was the Lost.
In terms of like a mystery series.
Yeah.
I guess the plane crash bit also sounds like that Alive movie of like this soccer team crashing in the Andes. That's a true story. Yeah,
that happened in real life, but you don't have like, it's not fictionalized, I suppose, like to this extent.
Yeah.
I was thinking of like Liam Neeson's The Grey.
Oh yeah,
there's wolves.
You see Choppy's face light up.
So many wolves.
We were going towards the nest the whole time.
I've never seen it. I just know that
that's what happens.
There's a shit ton of wolves. There's so many damn wolves.
A lot of wolves. I also watched the first episode of Arcane. And
Arcane.
Yeah.
I'm torn on Arcane because I super
didn't
don't
like
give
it.
I super don't give a shit about anything League of Legends or any of that.
Neither do I.
But everyone who I follow from like an animation side of things, they're all like, "Oh my God, the animation in Arcane is fantastic."
So, because desperately now we're trying to find another show to watch while we wait for our week for Yellowjackets to end.
Try to binge something.
So we're trying to do. We looked at doing Arcane, and we watched the first episode. And may I say that Imagine Dragon songs on TikTok, that's a theme song to the show.
Oh God.
And it's incredible.
Yeah.
It's the best part of the show, it's the theme song. But look, it's definitely more, I thought going into it, and I don't know why I thought this, I had the impression it was more animation compared to anime, and it's much more anime than it is animation.
Yeah.
I think that threw me off, and I think I just never have given a shit about League of Legends.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat. Like, I had that one person be like, "Oh, you got to download League of Legends and play it." I like loaded it up, created an account. I never even got into a game. I think I booted it up once, closed it straight away, and never thought about it.
And like, you can tell there's all of this stuff that they linger on, and I'm just like, I'm sure if I was a League of Legends fan, I'd be like, "Oh, that's that." But
yeah.
No.
Yeah, I imagine there's heaps of fan service in there for those hardcore fans, and there's plenty of them. We're just not them.
But it's got
wrong audience.
But the thing is that the reviews for it, they can't all be League of Legends fans because it's sitting on like 9. Each episode is rated 9 and over on IMDb.
It's been really well received. I do not get it personally.
Like this is to the point where it's in the top 20 on IMDb's top 250 shows. Like,
wow.
So yeah, but I think we're just gonna watch The Queen's Gambit because neither of us have seen that.
Oh, you're gonna watch The Queen's Gambit?
Yeah.
Have you guys seen advertising. I get all these ads for Kogan, and they're showing me the Queen's Gambit, the board game, and I look at it and I'm like,
isn't that just chess?
Yeah.
It's just standard chess.
So
surely.
I was super confused, and I looked into what the hell it was to see if it was just chess. And it turns out it is chess, but you have like set moves that you can do. So the rule set is basically about you have cards that you have to select that you're going to do this move 3 turns ahead. And then so the entire time you're lining up your move in 3 turns time.
Really
you have to like
This
it's
is
basically
big brain
trying to make
shit.
you play like her.
That's
I feel like it's just restricted
tier.
chess.
Yeah, it's just restricted movement.
Yeah, it
chess.
sounds weird.
Yeah, but also it kind of makes you think a little more.
Well,
Or at least disclose your thinking to your opponent.
Yeah, it seems really strange.
That is interesting. Well, I was confused. I didn't care enough to look into it like you, Brayden, but I'm glad. Thank you for
Oh, well, I didn't really look into it so much as I saw it in a board game shop and then turned it over and looked at it and went, oh.
Did you go into the board game shop when you bought me my Secret Santa present?
You bet you I did. Yeah.
Damn straight. Fun.
Damn straight. One day we'll get to play it.
Michael, you've been watching.
I have that many board games now accumulated over Christmas, like with things that people bought me. It's not funny, and like they're all. And my family isn't a board game family, so I'm just sitting here like, oh, I'm glad I spent some of my money on this.
Just waiting.
Eventually,
very boring.
We will.
Yeah, we'll get back to it.
I finished Ted Lasso.
Nice.
Those last few episodes here, especially all the stuff to do with Ted, is big. Halfway through Cobra Kai season 4 now. I'm loving it so far. Yeah. The only notable thing is I watched 7 for the first time, and it clicked in my head like where I realized I knew the ending from. It's Watch Mojo as well.
Oh,
that's what you watched. Oh my. Okay, Michael, you need to go back and fix your letterbox because you logged 7, but it's not 7.
Oh, isn't it?
And I looked at it and I went,
I was looking that up as well. I was like, is he trolling on purpose? Or...
no.
What's he done? What is it? Is it some like off-brand?
No,
some cartoon or something? Foreign cartoon?
He's just clicked 7.
1979. Oh, it must have been the one that was under it. Oh,
what? That's
crazy.
It's
all right.
I was like, did he just watch this on TV?
Just found some random shit.
Right, we've got it now. We've got it. It's okay.
My God.
I found it. Yeah, I wasn't expecting this movie to be like as gruesome. I didn't realize it was R-rated until like we like clicked on it on Netflix, and Gemma's like, oh, this is R. How is it R? Is it going to be scary? I'm like, I have no idea. And then like, not very far in, there's just like bodies. And I'm like, I quite enjoyed the movie. I really enjoyed the movie. But yeah, the ending, but the ending had like, I knew the ending. So I didn't spoil it.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that like, if you like, I think everyone knows the ending. And it's just,
what's
it's just
in the box? But yeah, I'd give it 4, I reckon, out of 5. But yeah, I feel like a lot of it is lost by like not having that shock factor of the ending because I knew it already.
It's just that thing where you get to the end and then like you start to see things and you're like, oh, I've seen this before. Wait a second.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I knew which movie it was from when we started, but I hadn't seen the movie, and I keep seeing it on Netflix. And I'm like, I need to watch the rest of the movie. Like, how do we get to the ending? That I know. Now I know.
Damn.
And that's practically it from memory.
Nice.
Very nice.
I just want to very, 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 very quickly thank our amazing Patreon supporters over on patreon.com/Millennial Movie Talk, where they help support the show with money. And I want to give a very special thank out to our wonderful supporter, Jai Perry.
Jai.
We love Jai Perry.
Jai Perry,
we do.
Got a big thumbs up from Chris.
Big thumbs up.
Can someone remind me what I watched apart from Pirates of the Caribbean? And
all right, I'll do it.
Atonement? Did I watch anything else that's like notable?
Yeah, let me pull your shit up.
Brayden, did you watch anything while we were waiting?
I think the only thing that I have watched in the last week, I still need to watch the new episode of Boba Fett.
Yeah, so do I.
But I
watched it.
I had what character appears sort of spoiled for me by a character poster, which makes sense because it's been a week, so that's on me. But Michaela and I have now been me rewatching and her having only watched the first 3 episodes, now actually watching Netflix's Daredevil.
Boo.
Watching Daredevil, and it's
Not a fan, Alex.
it holds up.
It just doesn't need to
It's
be
long.
over 10 episodes long.
It's long. It's
I was at one of those shows.
hour-long episodes. There's 10 episodes a season. It's long.
It's too much of a commitment.
It's a lot. It's very much a commitment.
Yep.
It's fucking dark and gritty as hell and violent as hell though. And I still like Charlie Cox just fucking nails that performance.
Sorry to steal some thunder here, Brayden.
Go for it.
But I was talking just to get into Alex's gripes about TV shows and their season lengths. I was teetering on the edge. I was like, do I want to watch Peaky Blinders or not? And the thing that pushed me over to the edge to watch it was the fact there's only 6 episodes a season. They're 45 minutes.
Really?
Like,
I've been
Yeah.
thinking these are like long, like Lost-esque, like 20-minute thing, 20-episode season. That's why I've never bothered with it.
Yeah, same.
do
I
it.
totally thought Peaky Blinders was a massive commitment.
yeah, it's not 8 and like there's 5 seasons, 6 episodes a season, 30
Yeah.
episodes. It's very doable.
Damn, that's actually
Ooh, okay,
way more
I might
accessible
actually
than I
have to check
And
thought.
that
it's
out,
finished
yeah.
now, isn't it? It hasn't been
No,
renewed.
last season comes out this year.
Okay, so
Ooh.
yeah, that hasn't been renewed from that point, which means there's like you don't have to worry about having to keep up with it. Once it's done, it's done.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's true.
So-
It has a good end as well. It's always good.
we love that.
That's cool. All right,
Um,
what has Steph watched?
I do remember I watched Inside the night, like I rewatched
did.
it after you talked about it being in your top, Brayden, because I remembered how much I liked it, and it made me feel good because I was stuck in my room, and so I thought I'll watch.
Oh
this too.
yeah, that would have been a bit too real for you.
I was really early into my ISO, so it wasn't so bad, but it was fun.
Yep.
You also watched this recently. It's a film that I watched last year when it came out. It's The Farewell.
Yes, that's right. I watched The Farewell.
Yeah,
I loved it.
Grandma.
I loved it. It was.
Didn't it make you want to hug your grandma?
Steph comes from her family, so we all know what that means.
Honestly, I felt like the culture, Asian culture and Italian culture has a lot of similarities in terms of just like the elders, the way that the hierarchy with the elders.
They
and everything.
both like noodle-shaped food. Yes, we know.
We
Yeah,
do.
we both like noodles. That's true.
Yeah.
That's right. And so I did notice a lot of similarities that could relate a lot, especially to the way the grandmother sort of ruled over everything. Not so much in a good way when I was thinking about my grandmother, but it was there. I really enjoyed it. It was heartwarming, and it was like it had its moments of humor, but it was also
Your
really
nonna
emotional.
Your nonna would cry if she heard you call her grandmother.
She would. My nonna would cry if she heard me call her grandmother. That's right. And then to see the ending when they
cat butt
said
on
that,
screen.
like,
It's got a
Oh,
cat butt on screen.
I apologize.
We're like this close to having just pure cat butthole on YouTube.
Cat
Gotta get a bit of
butthole.
blurring in there.
I love it. Amazing. Oh, there it
Hay
is.
fever. I'm allergic to
Hey.
cats.
God damn.
So yeah, I really,
Cat
really
butt.
liked it. I
Oh, no.
don't know why I ever thought I
What are you
didn't like
talking about?
Aquafina. I don't know why. I think it was. I think first time
I
saw it,
understand it.
expectations.
Aquafina was kind of annoying in some films.
What was her early
Yeah.
roles where she was actually quite annoying?
Crazy Rich Asian. I think she's quite out there. Is
I
that?
think I watched that and I was like, I don't know about this. And then I watched the
Ocean's
next
8,
that I
she's not
saw.
great in.
Yeah, see, just those sort of early things. I thought I don't really know about her. I
Mm.
think she was fantastic in The Farewell. She's
Yeah,
great.
she didn't get nominated too.
That was a
if we go
snub.
back. If we go back and we watch the Oscar snub video I made that half of the internet didn't understand was a joke.
Oh
and
my
actually
God, it's
thought
the
that they
best.
died. You'd
The
see,
best.
I'm pretty sure I just put the whole cast of The Farewell on there
Yeah.
because none of them got nominated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they should have been nominated. It was fantastic. I really, really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was heartwarming and emotional and funny and everything that you'd want.
It's part autobiographical too, isn't it?
Yeah,
from
so
the
I was
director.
gonna say I don't know if I can spoil it, but it's been out for a year, so I suppose like that's
Yeah,
Perfect.
I've been meaning to get around to seeing it, but like, understand.
Yeah.
But like the idea is that in Chinese culture, when you have cancer and you don't tell them of their diagnosis because it's not the cancer that kills you, it's the fear and it's the knowing that you've got it that deteriorates you. And so they didn't tell her, and the movie ends with them not telling her. And they say like 6 years on, she was only given 3 months to live, and 6 years on, she's still alive, and she has no idea that she's still had this diagnosis.
Oh
and I
my
don't know if that's
God.
still the case after this movie's come out.
Yeah,
Because
so she's probably got a shock when she watched the
like,
movie.
like,
Drops dead
like,
immediately.
you'd try to keep that away from her as long as possible. But I thought, like, that's incredible. It was really good
Yeah.
to see.
Oh, granddaughter made a film. Let's go watch it. No.
Yeah.
No.
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 You don't want to do that.
Nah.
Most of the movie is in Mandarin as well, so
Yeah.
I
Cool.
thought, like, you could watch it. It's very accessible for her.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that.
Well, I mean, it's not so awesome for her because she's going to get the shock of her life when she watches it. But
Well, yeah.
It's a bit of fun.
She's on borrowed time anyway.
What's film without a bit of risk, you know?
yeah,
Sorry, Chris leaning back and saying that was just priceless to me. I love that. God damn it. I think that's kind of it. Unless anyone's got anything else that anyone wants to bring up. I wasn't sure. Like, I don't know if there's been like news or anything this week that people
There was
want to
that
mention.
new Jackass trailer this morning.
Haven't seen that.
About it.
I
Good?
found out that
Looks alright.
Rooney Mara is going to be playing Audrey Hepburn in a biopic. Apparently, that's old news, but I found that out and I thought we hadn't mentioned it on the show. That's pretty exciting. I love Audrey Hepburn, so
A bit of
That's
fun.
interesting.
be good to
Yep.
see.
I'm gonna have news next week. I'm gonna tell you how this latest Kevin Costner epic turns out that I'm about to finish watching.
Oh
I
my
get
God.
that one confused
Robin
with the
Hood,
Carrie
Prince of
Airways
Thieves.
one. Because there's
Is
a
that
Carrie,
the
there's a comedy
meme one?
Men in Tights.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that confused.
That's
Yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah,
Well,
you
we
know,
look forward to it.
Scream.
Yep.
Scream.
Costner's
talk
Corner
next week.
next week.
Is Scream next week?
Scream's
and Five
tomorrow.
Cream.
Oh, damn. Okay. Well, we'll have to try and talk about that a bit in some regard.
Mm,
Hmm.
we will.
All right. Well, before this turns into a meeting of just planning next episode, I think we'll just end it there.
That a short one? That'd be a short. One.
A little bit over 40 minutes.
We'll take it.
Oh, that's okay.
That's what they
Yeah.
get.
Yeah.
It's Zoom.
It's
only
Zoom.
half
Keep
of it.
going.
It's Zoom.
Only half
we,
is dead air.
we still did an hour and a little bit long episode last week, and that was
We had a
over
lot
Zoom.
to talk about last
So,
week. Last
yeah,
week was a
and
bit of a
did.
So if
big
you're
boy.
feeling like you didn't get your MMT fix this week, go
fuck
support us on
yourself. What do we owe you?
patreon.com/movie talk, where you can get all the pre-shows of the past. And there's heaps of bonus chats and content there. So go check it out. There's some wacky stuff in there.
Brayden tells me it's good, but I don't know.
Alex has no idea.
None of us know.
Is
Has
it
no
a
idea.
dollar for that? I
don't
just
trust
we
him.
can't do it.
$1 for hours more content. What can you ask for?
Uh,
Like what? Like a McDonald's McFlurry? You can't get a McFlurry
Maybe.
for that. You can get a
No.
you can get a cone.
you cannot get a McFlurry for $1. You can
No,
get
you-
2 soft serves.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can get a
soft
soft
serve
serve.
in a lid with chocolate sauce and M&Ms.
Is that $1?
Okay. Whoa.
I'm pretty sure it's like 85 cents.
That's
or something.
like
that's
a
almost
cheat code?
McFlurry.
Yeah, it's like a cheat. It's like a
Oh my
Sunday.
god.
Sunday, yeah.
These insider hot scoop secrets or cold scoop, I should say. All right, we're ending it
Leave it
there.
out unless they pay for
Yeah,
it.
yeah. On the McFlurry.
Subscribe
pun.
on YouTube, follow on your podcast service of choice. Just have a grand old time. Stay safe out there, kids.
It's
Um,
a grand old flag.
And as
That's a song.
always, I'm Brayden.
I'm
I'm
Alex.
Steph.
I'm Michael.
I'm here.
We're out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.